Hi, my name is Laura Vernon. I am a professor of clinical psychology at the Wilkes Honors College. I am also the provost fellow for student mental health and the faculty fellow for student affairs. And I'm also the founder of FAU Thrive, a wellness and support network at FAU. We put on health and wellness events. We provide a place where health and wellness activities are advertised on our calendar, as well as a place that organizes the different health and wellness resources available at FAU for students. And I'm here with my student, Laurie, and I will ask Laurie to introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Laurie Yurchuck. I'm a senior at the Wilkes Honors College. I interned with FAU Thrive and helped Dr. Vernon with, spreading mental health wellness around campus. I'm also the project coordinator for the Alliance for Eating Disorders Awareness, which is a national nonprofit. We do a lot of different support. We have support groups, we have psychological services, we provide referrals for treatment, and we educate people on eating disorders.
So Laurie, I would love to hear your views on how this quarantine situation is affecting people with eating disorders. What do you think are the primary ways in which they are being impacted and the primary struggles they're having?
Sure. So I think as someone who has personally struggled with an eating disorder and now, works for an eating disorder organization and supporting others, I think some of the things that we're really seeing is the socially distancing is really impacting people with mental health disorders, specifically eating disorders. Eating disorders tend to breed in isolation. And so when you're not seeing your support, like we have nationwide support groups at the Alliance that are temporarily postponed due to COVID, and also not seeing like your therapist or your dietitian, I think can be really hard for people who thrive on that structure. Yeah. I think also, with diet culture and all the memes that are going around on social media about like gaining the quarantine 15, I think are also really harmful. We're in the middle of a pandemic and people are worried about gaining weight, which I think is the least of our worries right now. But yeah, I think it's definitely hard to, just deal with what's going on.
Sure, right. And so you've got the eating disorder symptoms that are always going to be things that you're battling against. Then you have the lack of social support, lack of some of the formalized treatment structures that you've had. And on top of that, all of the stress that everyone is feeling related to the uncertainty, the unpredictability, the concerns for your loved ones, as well as people that you don't know, just their health and wellness. And so when you layer all those on top of one another, it can be a pretty difficult thing to get through for people with eating disorders.
Yeah, I think also like with everything in the world feeling so out of control, a lot of times eating disorders are a way to gain control. And so I think, a lot of people are seeing a spike in behaviors because, they can't control what's going on with the virus, but they can control their food and they can control their body and stuff like that. So.
Right. And I think that's something that's not always commonly known, that some of these eating disorder symptoms develop as a coping strategy. And so people are tempted to go back to that eating disordered coping strategy that gave them some sense of, ownership and control over something, even if it's unhealthy.
When it comes down to it, eating disorders aren't about the food, they're about what's underneath it. It's about, that feeling of control or that feeling of safety that comes with eating disorder behaviors. And so I think just kind of like just being there and just telling them that you're there if they want that support.
That sounds great. Yeah, I think just sort of reaching out and going back to the social connection and helping people feel connected